good people all across the country, all across the world. It is a very, very special week in the world of professional wrestling. It has converged that we have two PPV slash PLEs. It's just all the same to me. I'm not differentiating. That have
I would,
happened
I
this
would,
past week.
I would just say pick one and let's roll with that one. It don't even matter.
I
Just
like
pick
doing
one.
both because they ain't all the same.
Okay.
And you might hear me use them interchangeably when I ain't thinking about it though, just to be honest. Um,
Fair enough.
and we have the highlight to a lot of people, including my co-host, Mr. Playmaker himself, WrestleMania. And because WWE decided that, hey, well, no, excuse me, that's not right. Let me make sure I'm giving factual information. Because
Oh, Lord.
TKO decided that we don't care. We're just going to overprice you. We're not going to lube you up, and we're just going to give it to you long, hard, and raw. And guess what? A lot of people said, even with lube, I don't like that, and I'm not doing it. So now they're still begging people to buy tickets.
Yeah. That's what they get
Guess
for
what?
pricing the people out of the market.
If you had listened to the model that Vincent Kennedy McMahon already had for you, and you know I don't say a lot of good things about Vince McMahon, but he never tried to take every dollar out your pocket for you to come enjoy WrestleMania. That's why it was always full. But guess what? If y'all don't figure something out this next week, that ain't gonna be full night 1 or 2. And guess what? That's gonna be a shame on the company, and that's gonna be a shame on the enjoyance of the show. But guess what? We'll get to that
Cool,
later.
do me a favor. You can say TKO for me.
Huh?
You can say TKO for me.
That's what I did. I said, let me say it right. Let me say it's TKO. Yeah.
I have some words for TKO tonight.
Oh, you have words for TKO.
I was like, you can say TKO for me. I know I'm not the one who's usually the one that wants to go off on certain things, but tonight you can say that for me.
If you like it, if you ain't ready, I love it. We'll get into it. But we also have our part-time host, Mr. Cole Johnson, on with us tonight. He can't call us no guest anymore, our part-time host.
Gentlemen, it's good to be amongst kings once again. Thank you for extending the platform to yours truly, and I'm looking forward to what we do discuss on the final week of WrestleMania prep.
Absolutely. So, to get things started, Mr. Johnson, I'm gonna leave it up to you where you would like to start it. We can start either with TNA Rebellion or we can start with AEW Dynasty. I'm going to leave it up to our part-time co-host.
I guess we can go TNA first. So, yeah, let's talk about Rebellion first.
All right, sir. So, I'm going to ask you this. What was your overall feeling on Rebellion? How did you feel top to bottom that the pay-per-view did? Mr. Johnson, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is it just me?
Mm.
Okay. Did you hear my question?
Oh, no, throw the question out.
Okay, I was asking, what was your overall?
Yeah,
I was asking, what was your overall thoughts on Rebellion?
Oh, man. Oh, overall thoughts. Okay. I heard your overall thoughts.
Yeah.
It was a decent show for what I could see. Looks like what they're doing now with Moose is he's basically going to be putting over talent now, it looks like. So I was like, okay, that's a great way to begin. So I'm like, all right, so yeah, Moose's days of being pushed is over. It was interesting to actually hear, and I know Nick Nemeth's hometown is Cleveland. It was interesting to actually hear a crowd actually be in favor of him. I have this critique of AJ Francis. It looked as though he was on his way of being actually a serviceable enough heel where he actually could every now and then challenge for the TNA championship. But dude now is in a comical pocket. I'm like, and now I don't even want to. I don't even want to see a match he's in. I'm like, this looks cool. And main event was good, but for my liking, it was a bit overbooked. It was as if they wanted to swerve and do a false finish, and they, to me, did one too many false finishes for me to actually say this actually was a pretty good match between Eddie Edwards and Mike Santana. Good, but it could have been better.
And those are two guys that could put on a better match.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we've seen them do it in tag team wrestling, and we've seen them in their singles run too.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna take a slightly different approach with Moose. He's definitely putting people over. I will not argue that with you. What I think they're doing is they're rebuilding him into the face of TNA. Because that's what he was considered before he joined the system. So I think what they're doing is they're having him help people to make sure that the system does not get all of the championships. And I think we're going to see one more good, strong run out of Moose before he go to WWE.
Okay, if that's the case, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I will say this: Cole Johnson could be 1,000% right. In which case, I would be quite disappointed. But it wouldn't be the first time.
Same. I'd be disappointed too.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Cole Johnson ain't right. I'm just saying this is what I believe is happening. So we're gonna see how that whole thing plays out.
You know the interesting part.
It's just a whole hot mess of his own.
You know the interesting part about this is, I didn't think they was gonna do it this way, but the fact that they did the whole video proof of Alicia Edwards turning her back on Moose.
Oh, Alicia Edwards swerving Moose. Yeah.
Quote unquote swerving Moose. I mean, like, not to be funny, but this was like the most obvious thing I've seen in pro wrestling in about 20 years.
No, you knew she was going to turn on him. I was just like, okay, when is it going to happen?
Yeah. I think they could have did a better job of revealing that.
Definitely.
So yeah, we look at it from that angle.
You could at least saved it for. You could at least saved it for the weekly show, so he can build it.
Save it for the weekly show. So you definitely ain't watching the weekly show. Talking about save something for the weekly show. You definitely ain't been watching the weekly show.
I can't watch everything,
I mean,
they did it on the same. They did it on the same show. That's my point.
Oftentimes, I feel what you're saying. I'm going to challenge you. Go watch about whenever you have a little extra time. Go watch a few episodes of TNA Impact. And I think you will see that would not be something they want to do. I'm just going to say that. All right, so let's drop down the card.
All right.
We had, and this may not be 100% order, but we had Ryan Nemeth versus BD in a singles match. This is actually the Countdown to Rebellion. So you know how we do those. We tell you who won, and then we keep it moving. Ryan Nemeth won. He has a weird mustache, and that's about all that we need to know about Ryan Nemeth. Because let's be honest, we don't.
Why is that dude
more for us to even care?
Why is that dude getting pushed? And it ain't because his brother's Nick.
Well, he was on the pre-show. That's the best we can hope for.
Good.
All right, then we'll get to Cedric Alexander versus TNA X Division champion Leon Slater for the X Division championship. So I want to preface this by saying I apologize to my co-host. The reason why I want to apologize to my co-host is because he originally had the correct pick last week in Cedric Alexander, but I talked him into changing it, and I was wrong. So my bad, playmaker. You were correct. Cedric Alexander did win. This logic behind why he won makes sense in the long term, short term. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. So basically, um, Cedric gets the TNA X Division title, brings it into the ring. Slater drops Alexander with the Styles Clash on the title belt.
Hold on.
And,
I thought Leon Slater
oh,
retained.
bruh, Leon Slater did retain. My
I
bad.
would say I thought Leon Slater retained.
Bro, I'm tripping.
Like,
Why
wait a
I read it
minute.
backwards in my mind? I'm looking at the thing and I read it backwards. It's crazy. All right, so Leon Slater won. So we were right. Okay. Y'all, your boy is wild. Okay. Been crazy. So my bad. Cole, any thoughts on this match, my good man?
Well, I mean, Slater does what he always does and just flies all over the ring. And that pretty much was the only reason why I'd want to watch that match is, okay, what crazy stunt is he going to pull? And that was pretty much it. I mean, obviously, yeah. And obviously, he's having eyeballs looked at him as if he's like the perfect rival for Javon Evans. So of course WWE is salivating to get him over on their programming sooner rather than later, and they're probably saying to him, "Yeah, we'll just use TNT as your training ground before we pull you into WWE."
He's really not the perfect opponent for Javon Evans, but that's what they think. Next we had Frankie Kazarian versus Elijah.
Why is Frankie Kazarian
main
still
thing we
in
can take from
wrestling?
this match is that Frankie Kazarian hit a low blow, rolled up Elijah, and won the match by dirty means.
Why is Frankie Kazarian still in wrestling?
Frankie Kazarian just beat Elijah. Who knows, sir? Who knows? He was the future 20 years ago.
Right. He's the past now. And I'm like, why is he as recently as this winter a TNA champion? I'm like, huh? Really? Like, okay.
Because when you win at Feast or Fire, they have to try to find a way to get a championship on people now.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's just poor. Right? He just didn't have to win it.
Right.
He just didn't have to win it.
Right. Right. Have him cash in and lose. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh boy.
All right. So we got the injury report from the PLE. See how I mix it up, Playmaker? It just happens in my mind. The Hardys are both cleared despite being banged up from their tables match that they had on Impact. ODB and Mickey James were both cleared for the Hardcore Country match that they're having later. Stack suffered a black eye and nosebleed, but he's cleared. And then Eddie Edwards and Mike Santana have both been evaluated and cleared for in-ring competition. So everybody that was hurt gets to compete. Yay! All right. We had Moose versus Special Agent Zero in his first singles match. Special Agent Zero is one of the people from that little janky group that Mustafa Ali is in. Order 4.
Janky.
In case you're wondering. It's very janky. All right. So Moose is Moose. This guy was having his first match. So obviously Special Agent Zero has a win. Great hands interfere. Moose tries to protect Alicia. ends up getting choke bombed, spine first on the apron, gets rolled into the ring, gets another choke bomb, and then gets beat. So part of the plan we'll find out is that Moose losing is part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't even have thoughts on this. I just say first match. We always talk about this, don't we, Playmaker? Anytime somebody has their first match, they're going to win. Your first match could be against John Cena. I'm just throwing some wild out there. You'll win that match. Now the next week and the next 5 times John wrestle, he'll probably beat you in 5 minutes. But that first match, you'll beat him. That's how they get down. So Special Agent Zero is 1-0 as an individual wrestler, and no one cares. Not one single solitary person, except maybe his mama, and if he's married, maybe his significant other.
Yeah, that'd be a foreshadowing of the night that group was gonna have.
So next we have the Elegance brand against Thicky James, ODB, and Taryn Terrell in a hardcore match. And I did say that right, Thicky James. Cole does have the correct response. So we're going to make this as short suffering for you guys as possible.
That match was garbage.
And we're going to say the Elegance brand defeated 3 people who only one of them, possibly 2, definitely not all 3, had any business in the wrestling ring.
Right.
So the Elegance brand did win. Congratulations on beating that specific trio.
Mm-hmm. But shout out to ODB and being TNA Hall of Famer.
Yes, she did. She is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, you good. I was going to talk about it later, but we can go on with it. ODB found out she's going to be in the Hall of Fame. She was elated, as she should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a major accomplishment to be in the Hall of Fame. And ODB deserves being in the Hall of Fame for what she did in her prime and how she helped them knock out division. She was definitely a different type of female wrestler than we were used to. Way more on the raunchy side than any of the other females.
Yeah.
But hey, it takes all different kinds to make a complete wrestling show. All right. Elena Black apparently has her eyes on the TNA Knockouts World Championship match between Ariana Grace and Li Ying Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great to hear.
Yes, it is.
So then we have AJ Francis
Coro.
versus Nick Namath, who was accompanied to the ring by Bernie Kosar. One of the reasons he was getting a lot of cheers and love.
Of course.
AJ. That's all I can really say.
He's great. He's a great comical foil.
It's not what I want for that guy, man. But
it's not what I want for him either.
They've been doing with him.
Exactly. That's not what I want for him either.
I can't push back. Look, I can't push back at all of this one. I mean, you nailed this one straight on the head, bro. They got my man comic relief.
Yeah. Right.
They might as well just put some blackface on him and have him dance around.
Yeah.
Then he got beat up by one of his former little homeboys on top of it. But you know what? The dude ain't gonna do nothing either because he so. Just ain't even missing his name. There's a purpose for that. We gonna know who he is in a few months anyway. He'll be a jobber on NXT.
Probably.
All right, so Nick Namath, of course, won the match because the hometown and Bernie Kosar was associated with him.
Right.
You can tell a little bit of the chippiness in my voice. That's their purpose. They're not happy. TNA Knockouts World Championship match. Ariana Grace against Li Ying Lee And then Zia Brookside was there with Lee Ying Lee. I always wonder if you have somebody with you on a ringside, are they going to screw you out of the championship?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's exactly what happened.
That's what happened. Mm-hmm. So this was actually a pretty decent match, Cole. Any thoughts on this?
Actually surprised to actually see that Ariana Grace could actually wrestle a bit. I'm like, oh, okay. A bit.
She already could beat her dad in the ring, right?
Right. So yeah, I was surprised at that. And it actually was paced well. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thought I had was when I saw the entrance to Zaya, I was like, oh yeah. A swerve's gonna happen in the end. And sure enough, a swerve happened. A turn happened. I'm like, oh, great.
Then we got what was supposed to be a big moment of the night. And I'm not saying it was or wasn't. I'm just letting you know what the thought was. Eric Young's in the ring, yapping his yams, and out comes EC3.
Trouble.
For the first time in 9 years, and he's going to wrestle Eric Young on Impact Thursday night. That's an Impact match, Playmaker. You'll watch a couple of episodes of Impact on AMC, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. That's an Impact match.
No comment.
All right, TNA International Championship match. In the International Championship match, we've got the one Radical. They got kicked out of AEW for previous comments before he even got to wrestle. And Trey Miguel against Mustafa Ali, who runs Order 4. I don't know which one is the bigger blemish on their career, but there's that.
Yeah, good point.
Great match. I think one of the better matches. Of course, Mustafa Ali won the match. He's got a whole group out there, and Buddy was by himself. Great hands, slammed him in the head, and then he got Swanton for 450 to lose his championship. We see Lee Ying Lee after the match backstage, devastated. Lee Ying Lee, let me say this to you. I hadn't picked a favorite TNA knockout yet, but you can be my favorite TNA knockout. I can comfort you, Lee Ying Lee, for sure. You have some cakes. You can definitely be my favorite.
Oh my!
Cool has come around.
Don't ever feel like you're alone.
Cool has come
Cool
around.
has come around. What do you mean cool has come around? You must not be paying attention.
You have never mentioned what you just said on the program.
We have a little weird thing in the back, but TNA likes to be weird. We have Rosemary with Abyss in the undead realm. And then we see Victoria Crawford and Tessa Blanchard lost in the undead realm.
Oh, Lord.
And then Abyss shared a heartfelt moment about his career in TNA wrestling with him. You have to watch it. So I'm just going to say that. All right. TNA World Tag Team Championship match. We have the Hardys, who are old. What would Roman say? They're old. And
They're very old.
Beat up versus the fresh system of Bear Bronson and Brian Myers for the World Tag Team Champions. And I want to say this. If I'm Brian Myers, thinking to myself, I should at least be number 2.
Definitely.
Right?
No question.
I orchestrated a coup to put Moose out, and I'm still in the tag team division. That should be a problem. I'm throwing it out there.
But I get why they paired the two of them. The story is Myers trained up Bronson, and they have a relationship that's tighter than everyone else in the system. I get that, but I 100% agree with you.
Don't get me started. We don't have the time for me to get started. So of course, with all the things going against him, Matthias and Jeffrey Nero lost their championships to Bear Bronson and Brian Myers.
That's his middle name.
So congratulations to the system.
Wow. Okay. I know Jeff's Nero is Nero, but I didn't know what Matthias. Okay.
No, that was just me being foolish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just me being foolish. Yeah. Good match. Can't say great. Good match. Like Cole said. Cole said it for you, beginning. Okay, Cole said it for you.
Yeah.
Alicia's backstage with Moose. She got her ankle hurt, quote unquote, in a little fake fall that cost him the match earlier. But she wants to stay for the main event. But speaking of the main event, we'll do this real fast. Mike Santana, Eddie Edwards, good match, not great. I've seen both of them perform way better. I expected more of them together.
Agreed.
The whole way that Moose broke what he found out about was really janky and convoluted. But whatever. At the end of the day, instead of getting all the championships, they only got the tag team championships. Even though I tried to get them a belt, they didn't win earlier. And Alicia's been exposed. So we're going to be through with that nonsense. So all in all, I said TNA did us a service. But not a great pay-per-view at all. Not a garbage one, but not a great one at all. Nothing.
It wasn't garbage.
Nothing memorable happened. Yeah. There's nothing on this pay-per-view that made me feel memorable.
No.
All right.
And the two moments that were supposed to make it memorable, I agree with you. It was it's unfortunate. Yeah.
So we're gonna head over to Dynasty.
AEW Dynasty.
And I will say that excuse me, y'all. Try to get to me a little bit here. We'll do the same thing, Cole. Your overall thoughts on Dynasty?
It actually was a pretty good pay-per-view. It was predictably, for the most part, what I thought it would be. The people who I thought was going to go over more often than I did. And I hate to say it like this. So of course you have Revolution, which is considered a bigger pay-per-view, and you have Double or Nothing, which is considered their SummerSlam, which is next month. And so Dynasty sandwiched in between them. It basically was a pay-per-view that just advanced stories, and it did a good job of that. But in terms of, wow, that was a great pay-per-view type of feel, maybe the main event, but outside of that, not really. But it was good. It was a good show all around.
Yeah, just saw this way, to be honest. All right, so to the bottom here. Actually, there's a couple of interesting things that happened so the dogs, the old war dogs from NJPW, part of Bullet Club War Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They won the 6-man. Have to make sure I say it right. No, the trios championships.
That's what they call them.
Yeah. Have to make sure I say it right because people changed from company to company.
Right.
So I don't see the point in the second run for Jet Speed and but it to be like a week. I feel like that takes a little, but that's the way it was swung. So I mean, it's got to be part of a bigger storyline.
Hopefully.
Disrespectfully. And I think that's all I got to say about it. Anything you want to add about that whole thing? Go.
My issue with the trios title.
Not worth your time, sir?
That's not really. I mean, my issue with that is they don't really have a hardcore plan with it. So it's like, it's almost to the point of why even create the titles in the first place. And this sort of feels thrown together yet again. That's the feeling I got.
Story with them is non-existent. I completely agree with that part. And anybody tries to tell me it's great storytelling, I just want to know whatever it is that you've been drinking, or snorting, or sniffing, or smoking, because you're not in a normal state of mind if you have a belief that was planned out at all. So yeah, I'm not too pleased about that. Not too pleased about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do these matches here. So you had Marina Shafir against Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor won. Then we had Camille against Big Ann. Camille won in a minute and 30 seconds. That was your pre-show.
Oh, Lord.
All right, get to the regular card. Lord. We already talked about the dogs and the other guys that mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now we can get to Jack Perry versus Mark Davis for the AEW national title match. Mark Davis has been in every title match and has yet to win anything. But he be in the matches, but yet to win anything. He has as many title wins in AEW as I do. But he's always right there. So Jack Perry won to keep the title. So which is booked a lot better than the men's trios championships is the women's tag team championships. Megan Bain and Lena Cross. And I want to bust this down on two different levels. As athletes, you can't convince me that Megan Bain and Lena Cross can beat almost everybody on this roster. And for a sumptuousness factor, you can't convince me that Megan Bain and Lena Cross were the right people to
win. You don't get an argument on me.
Sumptuous factors are very important.
Because my thinking with Megan Bain.
All right, then we had a tag team match, which we learned about. Oh, go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say my thing with Megan Bain is put together the right program when you're gonna slide her the TNA Women's Championship, because she's gonna deserve to have it, but put a good program on so she could demolish everybody in her wake, because that's must-see television.
Facts. All right, we had a weird tag team match. We had Konosuke Takeshita.
Oh yeah, and
teaming up with Kazuchika Okada per the orders of Don Callis to face the Young Bucks. These two guys hate each other's guts. So I don't see the purpose of putting two guys that hate each other's guts in a tag team match together and saying you're going to work it out. Not only did they do that, see how questionable, illogically placed this whole thing was. If they win the match, Takeshita gets a shot at Kazuchika Okada's title. Don Callis, there must be some good stuff you had too. You must be hanging out with Tony Khan. So, of course, Takeshita turned his back on his tag team partner and lost the match. He walked off. He could care less.
Right.
So, Young Bucks won 21-minute match. What's great about it is I thought the match was going to be 30 minutes. So they fooled me. All right, then we only had 10 matches on the main card, too. So kudos to Tony Khan. We usually have about 12 to 15.
Right.
So kudos. Yeah. He must be sneak watching the show.
Hope so.
So Chris Jericho versus Ricochet with Gates of Agony. About guys getting back, normally winning the match. This went against that. Mm-hmm. And then Ricochet won the match. Obviously, having the two other people out there made a big difference. And you could explain that by saying, it's basically 3-on-1 match because he was getting help from those guys the entirety of the match. So I'm not upset, but I am shocked that Chris Jericho didn't get him in his first match back. Mm-hmm. That's for all you to think what they did. Tony Khan was in there talking to, I'm not doing the whole Adam Copeland. He's in there talking to Edge, and Edge played his music. Said, "You think you know me?" And Tony Khan said, "Yeah, they think they know me." That's what happened. That's what I believe happened.
Oh my God!
That is what I'm going with. That's what I'm sticking with. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, then we had Andrade versus Darby Allin. I'm going to go ahead and say with 10 minutes. So Andrade is supposed to be a main eventer in AEW. He does not win into the level of the main eventer. Andrade offered Darby a handshake and then raised his arm after the match. So Andrade and Takeshita might get jumped out of the Don Callis family on Wednesday. We'll see.
So Andrade is going to be circling the drain.
Then we had FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. Oh, go ahead, sir.
I said, so that means Andrade is going to be circling the drain.
Right. And then we had FTR against Cope and, excuse me, the T-shirt says Cage and Cope.
Right. Hey, Cope got color.
There was good action. There's always good action in AEW matches.
Right.
Dax and Cash gave up that shatter machine and won that match in 21 minutes, keeping their AEW tag team titles. Good for them. Willow Nightingale is going to defend her TBS title against Camille this Wednesday on Dynamite. Awesome. Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal, TNT title match. So they're doing the TNT title in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal. I won't be sucked into that nonsense. Kevin Knight won. He's now the TNT champion. Congratulations, Mr. Knight. But they had to do that because the champion got hurt and couldn't defend the title. So I understand why they did it. So Kevin Knight is now your champion. Mm-hmm. It was a good match, but the one thing I always say about AEW, you're always going to get good matches.
Right.
Now, whether you like what you get or not, as far as like outcomes, that's a different thing, but you're always going to get good matches. It's going to be at least 2 to 3 matches thrown together, but there'll still be a good match. But you have no reason to care about that outcome.
Right.
All right, then we have AEW Women's title match. Thekla versus Jamie Hayter. Tony Khan in his powder-induced state definitely disagrees with me. Thekla won 17 minutes. He's still your AEW Women's World title holder. Any thoughts on that, sir?
I have to admit, Tekla's grown on me a little, but it's a shame that Jamie Hayter has become such an afterthought after being considered one of the top talents in the women's division there. Now you don't really think of her much at all, except for she's a good talent to throw at the women's world champion and she can job to them. Yeah. But Tekla, yeah, she's growing on me. I'm starting to really like her.
Ain't that crazy? Mm-hmm. The thing she do is job. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, and she had a lengthy run with the knockout with the Women's World Championship. You would think she would be held in higher esteem, but nope. Mm-mm.
You would think so.
Yeah.
And she's caked up, so you can't front the front like she ain't got the cakes or nothing.
Yeah.
She's caked up. They just don't want to show no love.
Yeah.
Thekla got some weird cakes, but she got cakes, but they're like weird cakes. Everything's about Thekla is weird, so.
Right. Yeah.
That just goes with the brand of Thekla.
Right. I agree with that. The whole brand is weird.
Here we have Will Ospreay. Yeah, Will Ospreay versus John Moxley. I'm about to say AT&T. Lord. AEW Continental title. Boy. Again, another good match. These two could put on a good match, in quicksand in the desert.
Yeah, that one I didn't have a concern about that either.
But Moxley won in 18 minutes. Still the AEW Continental champion holder. They had an interview backstage with Darby Allin. And then they had the conglomeration and the dogs. The match we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Yes. Ridiculous. Okay. It's ridiculous. The conglomeration, right? Mm-hmm. The War Dogs just get the belts. I don't know if I said this properly earlier, but the War Dogs just get the belts and they lose them to the conglomeration. What was the point of never having them? And as Cole so effortlessly put it, they clearly do not care about the Trios Championships. The Trios Championships should look in the mirror and start singing Michael Jackson. All I gotta say is that they don't really care about us.
100.
Because that's how they treat y'all. All right, MJF versus Kenny Omega, AEW World title match. After all the back and forth and the chicanery and buffoonery, MJF won. He gave Omega a tombstone pile driver after he gut punched him with his ring, and then a heat seeker for the win. So MJF exactly I've been disappointed in him. As Cole said, and if you want to add anything, feel free to, sir. As Cole said, I enjoyed what I got. It was obviously setting up for next month, so it was kind of one of those. We're ending some storylines, we're solidifying some things, but it's not going to make you moist to watch this. Long story short, and that's what you got. Then you like to add to that, Mr. Johnson.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, just from the standpoint of, was I expecting to have something earth-shattering like a huge title change? No. It served its purpose. It like you said, advanced some storylines and set up the beginning of the storylines to go to Double or Nothing. So we got what I put it, so we got what we came for. Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Fair enough. So we got a couple of comments here. We hit real through. We're gonna get that commercial in there. Then we're gonna run over a little bit, y'all. We're gonna run over. But it's all about WrestleMania. Yeah. All right. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Happy Monday, hey everyone. What's going on, Daniel Berry? Shout out to my guy Daniel Berry, man. He be here. He be in the bricks with us. Word up. All right, we Bo Little Brother Gaming says dope content. We appreciate that. Appreciate that all days, any day and every day.
Beautiful.
Yolanda says, "Hey,
Yolanda,
what is up, girl? Yolanda?" She says, "What I miss," and like the doting brother he is, the maker says, "We just started." Then at VLock83, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to do the sound effect today, but maybe this once my boy, Mr. Cole Johnson, can hit it for me.
All right. The man who's known as Fricola.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem, sir.
Let me see if I can. Good evening, gents. The EP of all EPs, Cole Johnson and Cool Breeze McCain, the most elite of Eagles. Hola, Mr. Block. And we appreciate your continued support, as always. El Juggalo says, whoop, whoop. He also says, gotta ask this, since this has been trending for a while, your thoughts on JCW. Do you have any thoughts on JCW, sir?
Actually, I don't have any.
I don't either. We appreciate you, though, El Juggalo. Just
definitely.
You know how it goes. And Benny Boom bleeds green. Boom. A lot of my hats that you see, they're not like just the regular fitted joints, but like they got a little flavor to them. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the Ben's a little bit and all those. Those are from Benny Boom.
Oh, you do some good work, Benny. I like that.
So the thing with Benny is, and I try to say this every once in a while, I don't try to do it and make people think, that it's a glizzy glob type thing, because we don't get down like that. Benny does good work. He can get you whatever you need, any team you like. So it's not if you're not an Eagle fan, you're not a this fan or that fan. No, Benny got you covered. So hey, you looking for some stuff? Benny Boom 68. He on my friends list. Benny Boom Designs. Holla at that man, get right. Some official, some a little different. So you ain't out here looking like everybody else. But he says, were you really expecting Kenny Omega to beat MJF for the title? No. My answer to that question is no, I was not.
No.
Absolutely not. But if I just come on here and don't act surprised about anything, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
El Juggalo says they'll be doing a WrestleMania weekend show at Horseshoe, Las Vegas. He says it would be called Stranglemania, Viva Las Violence.
That seems to be something that I think lower promotions have been doing, running a show on WrestleMania weekend in the same city.
You know what? It kind of makes sense because WrestleMania gonna be $5 million,
Right. I was about to say, and that would be a whole lot more affordable.
and your third finger just to do that.
Right.
But yeah, so good people. We appreciate everybody tapping in, everybody looking. We're
Thank
about to hit these commercials real quick. We're gonna come back. Ride with us. We're getting into that WrestleMania preview. I know y'all ready for it. Y'all know y'all ready for Playmaker. Playmaker went off camera for a bit so he could save up his energies just for this. And yes, I did say his energies.
Energies.
His energies. Oh, all right, good people. Let's get it.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
And how passionate Ancient Reef was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the week is here. It is WrestleMania week. We all know what's happening. We know the card. So instead of boring you about what happened on Raw and what happened on SmackDown, just have a conversation about the card. Night 1. We will open up night 1 on ESPN2. And we're going to kick things off with 2 matches. The first match being the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Mr. Cole Johnson, I give you first dibs.
I have loved the build to this, and it's been a slow burn for the build because really they've been doing this ever since January, and really this is the opportunity for Jacob to show that he can hang with one of the main eventers in WWE. So this will probably be the biggest match of his career thus far. And I think he's gonna knock out the park because he's a wonderful talent. And McIntyre, I have to admit, he has become my favorite heel because I love the fact that he can put himself in a place where he can justify the things that happens to him, but you still want to hate him. That is how you're supposed to do heel work, and I'm proud of him for that. But I'm looking forward to this match, and I'm glad it's unsanctioned because it gives them a whole palette to actually go wherever they want to go with it.
When I did my WrestleMania reveal card show, I said they can fight down the Las Vegas Strip if they want to. If they want to, they can go into one of the mini casinos and continue to fight there, as long as they get it back to Allegiant Stadium and finish the match. So, Boom Kane, unsanctioned, for free on ESPN2.
So I have to say, they have done everything that they possibly can, I believe, to try to make this a strong, unsanctioned match that you feel it and you want to be a part of. And I do truly believe creative, not the wrestlers themselves, has failed this. I, sadly enough, do not care about this match whatsoever. This match has no meaning to me. I hope Jacob Fatu wins just because who wants to see Drew McIntyre win another match and cry for 6 more months? But as far as like me being compelled, as far as this being like a WrestleMania caliber match in my mind and me being excited to see it and wanting to see it, there's a reason why this is going to be free. Because I don't think this is a match a lot of people would pay for it anyway.
Where did they go wrong? If you don't mind.
The entirety of the way it was done. This match would have been much better being absorbed into, what did I say from the beginning? The World Heavyweight Championship match with Cody and Randy. Cody and Randy by themselves, that's cool. I'm not upset with that. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre by themselves with no championship and on the line.
Like, we have mentioned that. We have said that way before they even did the build to WrestleMania. We have said, give us a fatal four-way for the undisputed title.
Bro, they could have added them to the Intercontinental Championship match and it would have made it more interesting. Just saying.
All right. Co-host is uninterested. Cody Jones loves the build to. He's looking forward to some brutality on free TV. The other match on the free TV on ESPN2 on that first night, because remember, the first hour was on ESPN2. The Usos teaming with LA Knight going against the World Tag Team Champions Division. Austin Theory and Logan Paul teaming with Ice Show Speeds. Cool McCain. We have a 6-man tag match on free TV.
Now, let me be clear. This match is going to be horrible. Ice Show Speed is going to make this match terrible. But there is a story behind it. So Ice Show Speed. So this, give me 1 minute to just throw this out there, y'all. Ice Show Speed is Anakin Skywalker. He's being pushed to the dark side.
Great. Paul Logan's part Darth Vader.
And this match is going to be what's going to completely turn him to the dark side. Him being included, I like, because you can have him do some heinous chicanery and then bounce. And you don't have to see him no more for 6 months. It's just the next time we come back, he'll be a bad guy. Because he'll be back, but he got other stuff he won't be continually on the product. But from like a story perspective, See what I'm gonna tell you what ESPN did. ESPN said, give us one match that we know nobody don't care about. That's gonna be a good match, and then give us one match that people's gonna care about. That's not gonna be the best match, and that's what they got. So this match is gonna have everybody. I'm more interested in watching this match, but because I want an outcome, I want to see how they're gonna play everything out. But I'm not expecting it to be a match of the night candidate. Dave Meltzer will not be glizzy in this one.
Dave Meltzer got caught astray. Mr. Johnson, the Usos, Night Division, Night Show Speed.
How the mighty have fallen. This time last year, we were talking about Jey Uso winning or possibly winning the World Heavyweight Championship. And now he is on a WrestleMania build-up match.
Basically a 0-hour match.
Yeah, he's in a 0-hour match in 1 year's time. That alone makes this match a crapper. That alone.
Too much eating.
Mm-hmm. That alone makes this match a crapper. Then you have LA Knight, who unfortunately he's been making too many botches and too many enemies backstage. And he too has made this match a crapper. But the crapper of all crappers goes to iShow Speed. Now, if he actually had some talent, I mean some wrestling talent,
But
then
Cole,
I would say
he can jump.
Yeah, he can jump, and he knows how to take a spear. You know, that much we don't, but that much we know. If he showed any talent, like talent, half of which that Logan Paul would, then I would be a little more entertained and a little more intrigued.
Interesting fact. He's been working behind the scenes and he's been working with Randy Orton. So we don't know what he can do in the ring.
Well, we said the same thing about Travis Scott last year. Where is he?
See, the difference between Travis Scott and ISO Speed actually takes the bumps.
I spit hot fire.
I will still maintain that.
That man let LA Knight come to his home and throw him through a TV.
I will still maintain that. My statement still stands. They were talking all. We don't know yet. They were talking all that about Travis Scott. He busts Cody's eardrum in Elimination Chamber. He takes a crossroads at WrestleMania, and that was the last we saw of him.
But here's the question I want to ask both of y'all, because you're talking about iShow Speed. Remember, he was cursed by Danhausen.
Oh Lord, this curse.
So you know that has to play a part in this match, right? Where does it?
And this is why I'm saying this is a crapper of a match. That there too.
But I'm saying it does have some story, but I completely agree with you. It's gonna be a crapper of a match.
Yeah, it has story, but this is a bathroom break at 0 hour. How is this possible? I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll see iShow Speed be a speed bump. Austin Theory will get some of his moves in. We'll see Logan Paul do a frog splash and bring his knucks and punch somebody out. We'll see the Usos do the tag team moves, and we'll see LA Knight botch his elbow on the top rope.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we'll end the match with having the whole crowd of Legion Stadium yeet into the main portion of night 1 of WrestleMania. There you go.
Are we still eating? Because we ain't been no eating in some weeks.
Well, I was told that the Usos were getting new music backstage.
Which was a bad idea.
Yeah, backstage. Backstage they saw it was so they went back to that. So like, okay.
All they gotta do is go use some penitentiary music. That's basically what it is. It's just when they broke up, they just had Jay do another recording.
I personally like it better, personally.
So Benny Boone Bleeds Green says, time for Jacob to step up his game.
100. 100.
Yolanda says, that's why it's free.
Talking about the Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match.
Then she says, darn, I was typing that cool. My bad, Yolanda. You know,
That's
sometimes we keep
2 weeks.
thinking.
That's 2 weeks in a row. That was me last
Exactly.
week, and it is him today.
So Yolanda says, I'm not excited about night 1 like night 2. And Yolanda says, I'm not excited about that match either. Yeah. The thing is, like,
someone's
years
more
past,
excited.
you always had a bunch of good matches, right? At least a good story and an okay match. We're gonna have some of these that are bad stories, and I don't think the match is gonna be good. And we're gonna start off with 1 or 2 that might fall into at least one of those categories.
So that's the free part of that. That was on ESPN2 the first hour, so enjoy those
Just
two
so y'all
matches.
know, they're not actually called 0 Hour, but we decided to use that because it's disrespectful.
The ESPN2. So those of you who want to say you're gonna get some brutality between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. How brutal it's gonna be depends on them two. And
I don't think it's gonna be as
then,
brutal as people think.
and then you will get to see ISO Speed in a WWE ring, and we'll see
Again.
how he does in an
You
actual match.
get to see him turn into Darth Vader.
And then we get to the app part of the show where it's no longer on ESPN2. You have to go to the app, get the subscription, and all that good stuff. Or as Snowman like to call it, paywall to get the rest of night 1. And we're going to start off with one of the heavyweight titles. The Women's World Championship, Stephanie Vaquer defends against Liv Morgan. By the way, before my two brothers give their thoughts on this match, I want to say this. I want to say this now.
What are your thoughts?
Stephanie Vaquer, it is the perfect person to do ambushes with. When she does ambushes, you don't see her coming. All thing you see is the impact.
She don't boo either.
That's how you do ambushes. We can't see you coming. The only thing we know is the person we was looking at on that screen is getting beat up already. That's how you do ambushes. All right, Mr. Johnson. Our first title match, one of our 1, 2, 3, 4 title matches on night 1, the Women's World Championship.
The physicality is what I'm actually liking a lot about this match. I'm liking the fact that both the women are basically saying, lay them in. We want to make this as real as we possibly can to make us think, wow, these two chicks hate each other. I love that physicality. Liv is put in a position where, all right, if you think that you are one of the best women in the game, here's one of the prime spots where you could be. First match, first real match, because the two that precedes it really doesn't count in my opinion. The first real match in WrestleMania. Normally, I think the 4 coveted spots to me are the first match in night 1, first match in night 2, and the main events of both nights. So you have Liv in that spot. And I already believe Stephanie already earned that spot because name a bad match she's had since she's even been in WWE, let alone the stuff she did before she got here. So I'm loving the physicality, and I think that is what sold me. So I'm like, okay, cool. They didn't really have much to do with each other before. Now I'm into it because I want to see these two beat each other down. And that will have more physicality to me than the Fatu McIntyre match that will precede it an hour before. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, really. That's one of the matches I've been looking forward to. that one.
Cool. We've been looking forward. This is one of the matches we've been looking forward to. We get it night one.
So I do want to address Yolanda's comment. They have darn near all the women's matches on night one.
Night one.
It is trash.
Yeah,
but it's true. True trash. It's trash. It should be spread out. But I will say this. I think it's going to be a good match, and I will say this. Paul, TKO, Dwayne Johnson, whoever the fudge else is part of this process, if we don't get 2 Devil's Kisses, there's going to be a problem.
Hey, he won't too.
Whoever wins the match is whatever. Y'all, that's the foolishness. That's the tomfoolery. I expect to see double Devil's Kisses. This is WrestleMania. I don't care if one's to live and one's to one of the other little chickies, but I need 2 Devil's Kisses. That is my request for this match.
Heck, you might get 3 if Raquel and Roxanne run in.
I just want to ask for 2 though, Cole, so that way, if I get a third one, it's a happy bonus. I'm still all right,
I feel you, brother. Oh my gosh.
That's all I got to say about that.
Cool wants 2 double kisses. He can care less who leads with the title. Give him 2 double kisses. He can call it a day.
I pretty much care less who leads with the title too. I do. I just want a good match. That's really all I want.
Speaking of women and speaking of titles, you know what, gentlemen? I'm just going to do this for both of y'all. Women's Intercontinental Championship match: AJ Lee, Becky Lynch.
Becky should retain.
Let's get this. Becky, get the belt back and just end this right now, please.
Yeah. Becky should regain, and that pretty much end the story.
This story did not hit as we expected it to hit.
What do you guys mean? AJ Lee is your favorite wrestler. Becky's daughter. Becky's daughter is an AJ Lee fan, not a Becky Lynch fan.
That's wonderful, but it looks like WWE Universe is not an AJ Lee fan, and I think that is where the whole program tanked. And on top of it, less and less people really caring about Becky Lynch too.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm not the one who's saying it, Becky. There's many people who are saying it. My man Playmaker saying it. My man Cool is saying it. Many other people saying that we don't really give a crap about you, Becky Lynch.
ESPN was saying it. Fox Sports was saying it.
With it. Oh my gosh. Not that he stole the gimmick with it. Jeez. I wish I could say more about this. I wish I could just toss it to both of them like I did with the other matches, but there's no point. It's not working. It's just not. But something that is interesting, and it didn't really have no build to it. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Cool McCain. This was thrown out of left field at us. Because we actually asked the question. Matter of fact, we asked the question the night of. What we doing with Gunther? And then sure enough, he comes out of nowhere and puts Seth Rollins to sleep.
Benny says she can give me a devil's kiss anytime.
That's every man on the planet Earth right now.
And every man on the planet has one response for that, sir. And we might get in trouble for this. But you know what? Sometimes it doesn't even matter.
And poor Matt Bourne, he gets it every night. But that's besides the point.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
So I'll throw that out there. And Benny, this was just for you.
Oh, my brother, Oh, my brother, testify.
So yeah, well, make sure we get those 2 out for that one. Definitely one of my comments of the night. Yolanda says Becky's stories never hits.
I agree.
And the timing of this was amazing. Yolanda's saying it.
Yolanda's saying it.
That, ma'am, is also one of my comments of the night. And you know what?
Oh my gosh.
When you bring a comment like that out, you deserve a little something. So your comment deserves this, Yolanda.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Because your comment was cream. Oh, yeah.
Cream rises to the top. That's still one of my favorite promos of all time.
And then she also says, why Gunther not fight Ray is my question. He's cleared, but in the ladder match. So that's
Must
a
have
good
been cleared
question.
late. That's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
what I heard is he refused to have his last match at WrestleMania. And he does not want anyone to retire him but his son.
I'm smelling the two of them going at it in SummerSlam. Okay.
That's just what's going around.
Okay.
All right. What was the original question, Playmaker? My bad.
Oh, Gunther Rollins.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So we talk about no building. We talk about how WWE is strong on story.
Not here.
This is a weaker story than Drew and Jacob Fatu. I can 100% tell you that this will be the match where I'll be refilling my drink, going to the bathroom, replenishing whatever snacks I'm having, clowning a little bit, checking my phone, because you have done nothing to pull me into the story. And if you can't pull me into the story, I don't care about the match.
For those of you who probably trying to figure out what Cool is saying, this ain't even a story. This is about getting Gunther to Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam.
Basically.
And he's gonna and Paul's gonna owe him a favor.
And that's
You're
the
gonna
favor.
owe me, Paul. You're gonna owe me, Paul. Yeah.
And that's the favor.
And I'm gonna say, if you waste your favor on a match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, I'm gonna tell you something, Gunther. I got a whole pound of baby powder and a wet glove. I want to pop back, and I want to slap you so hard I break my own hand. You idiot! If that's the goal.
That's the favor. Brock Lesnar, Gunther at SummerSlam is in Minneapolis. That's supposed to be Brock Lesnar's last match. So Gunther can keep his career killer gimmick going.
That's cool, but if that's what you pick, I've got a big wet glove. One that you blow up. It has more surface material. I want to rub in baby powder. I want to slap your hop out so hard that you wake up to how stupid that what you're asking is. But that's just me.
Coach Johnson, I'm not going to waste your time, so I'm going to give you the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championship. The Irresistible Forces of Nia Jax / Legend. The Bella Twins, I believe they have been cleared.
Possibly.
But we'll see.
Well, Nikki. Well, Nikki, because Bree's fine.
Bailey and Lyra Valkyria and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Mr. Johnson, the Fatal 4-Way with the Women's Tag Team title.
Now, I actually have to say, unlike the Gunther Rollins match, the Fatal 4-Way tag team match, the story actually has been pretty good. And I love how they slowly layered this. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually glad that they put the titles on Lash and Nia, aka the Irresistible Forces. I think that was good for them. It's definitely good for the storyline. I want to see them retain. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but I would love to see them retain, although I think they're going to put the belts back on Alexa and Charlotte. But I actually think the tag team division will be better served if the Irresistible Forces maintain and retain the title. Because the interest in women's tag team has actually increased. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. And in the match itself, you got pretty good workers. I mean, Lyra's tough as nails. Bailey can have a match with a wet with a mop,
and I'll watch it.
and I'd watch it. Yes, Charlotte's also in the ring. So is Alexa, and Lash is actually becoming better and better by the match. I'm liking how she's looking in the ring too.
Lash and Bailey. That's my tag team I want. Lash and Bailey.
Bad tag team. Now, I could give two craps about the Bellas. They could go back. I think they're Phoenix. They go back to Phoenix where they crawled under whatever rock they came out of. And people need to actually put respect on Nia's name. She actually has improved a lot. And she's looking better and she's moving better. So
Agreed.
yeah. So for me, I just want to see the Irresistible retain. And I think the division better served if they do retain.
And then for the case of the weekend, Cool McCain.
Yes, sir.
I think this is your cake of the week, your cakes of the weekend match.
Not cakes of the weekend.
Hey,
different sizes of it.
Whoever wins this match, I agree with what Cole Touchable said. Whoever wins this match, I will have had a pleasing visual experience. Being that the match where I'm going to go eat, get snacks and refill everything is right before this, I'll be able to sit down and enjoy this with a refreshed beverage, an empty bladder, and a rekindled hunger by my fresh items on my plate. So I think this will be a fantastic match.
This man said rekindled hunger.
The only thing that I can think of is they may want to put the belts on Bailey and Lyra just because of all the mess from last year. But I agree
because of that.
Yeah, but I agree with what Cole Johnson said 100%. Other than that, I agree with what Cole Johnson said 100%. I just want to add that little bit of thoughts in there.
And I wouldn't be mad if they do, but I think the division would be better served if Lash and Nia retain.
Absolutely. And this match has 6 set of solid cakes at different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 2.
You can look, but you can't touch. But I don't want to touch him anyway. Go.
What am I going to touch? Unless you're talking about up top, because ain't no touching down bottom.
I don't want to touch the top neither.
That man said 6 layers of different cakes. And then the other 2.
And he's 100% correct. You can look, but you can't touch. I don't even want to look, heifers. Get off the screen.
And then we get to the main event of night 1. WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes defending the title against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. And the way things looking, Jay Rhodes will probably be in Cody Rhodes' corner. Go McCain, this is your boy. He's back at WrestleMania. He's back in the main event, and he's back defending the title.
So I'm tired of my boy. Before he won last year before last, whatever, I said I'm going to get tired of him because WWE does not know TKO how to give you a reasonable amount of someone. They know how to give you more than what you want. Right? I'm a Cody guy. Cody's my guy. You know, I lost my dad. He never got to see me do the podcast and do the things that I've been successful in. So I get it from a personal level. A lot of people don't. But you're throwing him on TV too much and you're making me not want to see his face. I can honestly say this, and this is crazy, but I hope Randy destroys him and gets his 15th title reign. I do. I honestly do. I want Randy to take him out. Cody's my guy, and I will be happy when he makes his return in a few months. Go home and hang out with the wife and kids, QB1. Just get him out of here for a while. Let's get him out of here on a stretcher, bloodied, just destroyed. And Jelly Roll, unfortunately, my boy, as one of the only wrestlers that have really done anything as far as ring work that we've seen get better, you had to go with him because you're throwing yourself in that corner. Everybody in the corner got to get it. Randy, save us. Yolanda says, I agree with you 100%, Cole.
Thank you, Yolanda.
And then Benny Boom says, I'm tired of Cody holding the belt.
Mr. Johnson, the main event of night one.
I was looking forward to this match. Operative word was, and I agree with Cool. It's funny how 2 years we have a different feel for the same person. Everybody and their mama wanted Cody to be the champ, and now that he, for the most part, for the last 2 years, has been the champ, people want to have that belt off him. And it might be time for that belt to be off him for a while and not just for a short run and short spell. I was 100% on board with Orton having the title, and I think he probably will win the title. But I was 100% on board with it because I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to dig Orton trying to do a spin on his 2009 version of his gimmick, where he was considered the most heartless and coldest in his run. I was happy to see that until we saw Pat McAfee get in on this program with that idiot. I would love to have somebody come into the picture and punt McAfee's head off his body. And I would love to have a screwy finish, personally. Both shoulders are to the mat, and they hold the title up. And then the rich WrestleMania fans can litter the ring with trash, and that's how night one ends. And I'd be so happy.
But Pat saved the business, man. Pat, he said it's for the business.
Yeah, Pat got y'all $25 off, 25% off your tickets for night one of WrestleMania, the worst night.
The only thing that Pat is saving is his own behind. What was the purpose of having Orton on the phone? It should have been somebody more interesting or somebody that could actually pull it off better. I don't know, like an Arn Anderson. Yes, I know he's 65. It would have been better with him than with Pat McAfee. And now
he's still getting a good kick.
Yeah. And now it'd probably be better served if we punt Roman Reigns off and put McAfee in the match and have him go up against CM Punk. Why are we having this? Why are we having this guy who would make a great talking head and a great mouthpiece for someone who doesn't need a mouthpiece? Orton is very adept at cutting promos. Now, if he was whack at cutting promos, then I could see the pairing. But
you know what it does? Do you know what it actually does? It gets people back on Cody's side.
No, it doesn't.
Because now people are cheering for Cody because Pat McAfee's around.
Let me see.
No,
let me
it
see if I can put it in a good way. I don't give a crap. You know when he said to McAfee, "Go home, Pat." I want to say, "Go home, Cody." I'm about to say, take his ass with you. That's what I'm saying. Go home, Pat. Go home, Cody. And on your way out the door, Cody, drop the title and have Odin have it. Okay, so we can root for some. We'll root for Cody. Okay, no.
They want Cody to be cheered and not Randy.
If you want to be cheered, take his ass home for about 5 months and then bring him back, and we'll cheer him.
Yeah, I mean,
right now we're sick of his face.
Yeah, follow the blueprint of one Roman Reigns. That's how people are loving him and still cheering him 2 years after he turned.
Everybody online complains about he's never there.
So he's never there.
He do go to the extreme of not being there, but we there. Everybody's ones is up.
Yeah, everybody loves him when he's there. Now
you see what I'm doing, right?
We're not saying that he needs to be off TV as often as Roman is, but overexposure happens to the best of us. It happened to Terry Bollea. You know, when he had the title year after year after year in the 80s and early 90s, people were sick of seeing that red and yellow crap every WrestleMania, to the point where they were starting to boo his behind in WWE. The same thing's happening with Cody.
That's when it came crashing down and hurt his guy.
Mm-hmm. And this is what sucks with white meat baby faces. You're going to get you're going to have the wonderful rush of yay, our guy did it, and you're going to have that backlash of this guy is a little too much. We need him off our sets. And Cody Rhodes has gotten there, even with the blowhard that's supposed to bring fandom toward Cody's way so he could be popped and cheered. Although I know TKO was a little bit disturbed when Orton went crazy, beating down Cody on his turn, and everybody in the arena was cheering it. Good. Let them cheer it.
That's night one. Night two.
But McAfee, you ruined this main event because of your mouth and your presence, son.
Man, that's just the beginning of it. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Go back and
we're going
go
night
back on
two.
the show and pump Trump, and we'll be good to go, son. Bye.
Night 2, which is on the ESPN channel for the first hour. And the opening match of night 2. Dare I say, the best build match of this WrestleMania, where it will be two titans, two monsters going at each other. And Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Now, my sister, she made a comment a couple of weeks ago that people are starting to figure it out now. Gentlemen, this is the opening match of night 2, which means it's on ESPN, which means it is free to see for the public. Which begs the question, does Brock Lesnar go over? But my co-host is shaking his head yes. Mr. Johnson, does Brock Lesnar go over?
You want to know why I'm pissed off at WrestleMania 42? Why is this Oba Lesnar match on free TV?
Because if you're gonna put it on ESPN, you better put a banger on ESPN.
ESPN got to apologize for how trashy ESPN2 was night 1.
If you're gonna use the main channel of ESPN, you better put on a banger to open that night. There's no way around it.
The best match on the card, and it's for free.
We also had the worst match on
That's
the card.
where we are. the best match on the card, and it's for free.
Worst match was also for free though.
This is why WrestleMania 42 is going to be a colossal fail because of decisions like that.
Well, what you want them to do? It's on ESPN. It's going to be on the main channel. What you want them to do? My son tells me the internet did that and not him.
Yo.
I think
Even if that was because his internet, bro, that was perfect timing, bro. Cole, that was your internet, bro. Your internet is my dude. Where's bun? If that was you, I expect as much. I guess he doesn't want to answer that question, sir.
Wait, ask the question again.
I don't know if he heard us. I said they using the main channel of ESPN. What you want them to do?
What do you mean? What do you want them to do?
ESPN ain't gonna have to just put any match on there.
This is the best match on the whole card.
Well, guess what? The World Heavyweight Championship is the main event. So
I don't give a crap about that. That's circling the drain. This is the best match on the card. You could have thrown another whack match at the front of the card.
Not on no ESPN channel for night 2.
They throwing that whack eye show Speed on ESPN the night before.
That's night 1 is on ESPN. You talking about the actual ESPN channel? And
That's what I'm saying.
I said as soon as they said, "Oh, night 2 is gonna be on ESPN for free," I said, "Oh, they gonna have to put a main star match on that in that spot." Because there's no way you finna use ESPN for free and you do not put a marquee match in that spot.
And they had to put the best match on the card. The best.
They got to
match
make up
on the
for putting
card.
2 matches from night 1.
Because that is the best. I don't give a crap what's before it or after it. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar is the best match on the card. It's been the best promoted match on the card. It's had the best program leading into the match.
You just gave all the reasons
by far.
You gave all the business reasons why it's on ESPN.
Everything
you just said is the reason why it's on ESPN.
Every other match is a distant second compared to those two.
At least a distant second.
Now, if they weren't putting it on ESPN, it probably won't be the opening match.
Even though that blowhard McAfee might be correct, night 2 might be because of that. But I don't agree with him. But that's the best match on the card. I get what you're saying, Playmaker. They got to put some big-time marquee match for free on ESPN so you can actually draw people in to actually buy the rest of the show on the ESPN app. I get that. I understand that. The rest of the card is garbage.
You making my point. That's what I'm saying. What match you gonna put right now?
Unfortunately, the only other match you could have put up there would be the World Heavyweight Championship. But they wouldn't want to put that up for free, although I would not care. I would have loved for them to put that up for free. And in the night, and in the night with Oba being put over like a champ by Lesnar, go home and everybody will be happy.
Could put Jaden Real. This is my brutality.
And I agree with that. That actually could have been. Well, because people keep saying that Rhea is the number 1 woman star in WWE. That's a perfect match to put for night number 2 on ESPN. Perfect. I hate to say it like this because look, I love Jade. Yolanda, you know how much I love Jade. And we love Jade. Unfortunately, WWE has done a disservice with her with that title.
But if you're gonna do the disservice, you should do it while she's champ, and not while somebody else who isn't as physically intimidated as champ. But they have done disservice. Would y'all mind taking a minute here, gentlemen? I'll need one of you to do this for me. That laugh kind of took a little more out of me than I needed it to. We got to read some comments here from our good people.
See, Benny says it best. Right there, Benny. I'm tired of Cody losing, holding the belt. Yeah, the dude's been on top for 2 years. People are just they're fatigued on seeing him on top. Yolanda says, I think all of us adults are tired of Cody. Facts. She says, but I'm always going to root for Randy no matter what, who or what. Of course, because Randy is her number one beefcake. And hey, I will never yuck your yum, girl. Go ahead. I'll never yuck your yum. She says, yeah, but don't like Pat interference either. But Randy wins. I think they should go with him. And I think they should go with him at least until SummerSlam with him with the title. That's what I believe. At least that long. Benny says, put the ones to the sky and acknowledge your tribal chief. This program has not done him any favors. Yolanda says, can't wait for that. Oh, bah. Oh, bah. Oh, bah. Oh, bah. Woo. 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 She says, what I say, Playmaker?
Hey, if ESPN has a hand in it, it is possible Brock Lesnar's going over 50.
That's a bunch of bullshit. And that's another reason why it's a bunch of crap. Barry Neal, 6644. Shout out to you, brother. Glad that you're here. He says, oh, yeah, the ruler. Talking about Oba Femi's nickname. Yeah. Yolanda says, they're doing that for people to buy the rest. Yeah, I get it. Fully get it. I fully get it. I still think best match on the whole card, and you give the best match away for free.
Now, if ESPN just says you just want the best match on the card, y'all do what y'all plan on doing, then Obafemi might be going over. But we don't know what kind of hand ESPN has in all this.
Because it's quite possible Lesnar could still go over. And they have another match and Oba goes over on him. It's quite possible. Mm-hmm. Or it's quite possible they're actually doing a program where
and they have a third match.
Yeah. And they do
have
a 3-match
match.
style. Mm-hmm.
And they have a 9th match.
Yeah, it's quite possible they could do that too. And if so, it would definitely dilute the importance and the impact of this particular match. But yes, I agree.
But that's the opener. There's another match for free on ESPN. The Intercontinental Championship match, ladder. Penta defending his title in a ladder match against JD Madonna, against Javon Evans, against Dragon Lee, against Rusev, and against Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Clash of Titans to start off Sunday night. And then you get the bunch of chaos with ladders and people flying all over the place for the Intercontinental Championship match. Cool McCain. What a free hour for night 2.
There's a lot of people in that match. I'm gonna be the slacker and just say Penta gonna keep the belt, but we're gonna get Spotomania real quick.
I'm in agreement with my code. I like Penta retaining. But this is going to be the match to wow the crowd and people watching at home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Johnson? Or you want to move on to the app part of the show?
This match is tailor-made for this first hour. Tailor-made for it. Actually, to me, This is the match that of the 4 that they actually put in this slot is the one I agree with the most. Yeah, it's supposed to be chaotic, and it's going to be. Penta should retain, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have Javon Edmonds walk out with it.
I would not be mad at all about that. I won't be mad at all about that. All right, United States Championship, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. I'm gonna speak for all 3 of us. Whoop that Trick. That's it.
They're talking about doing a double turn.
Whoop that Trick. That's all we can.
I think they're gonna perform a double turn in the match. Yes, I agree. Yeah,
that works.
I agree with that.
Finn Balor versus.
I think it's the only thing about the match. If it stays the same, the match is boring. But if they do a double turn and Trick wins, then that's a great opener for night 2.
Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Correction. Demon Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Did y'all really have to bring the Demon back this fast?
You had to bring it back at all. You killed it at WrestleMania, 3 years ago?
Yeah, Hell in a Cell match to Edge.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really have to bring the Demon back so goddamn fast.
If he's gonna bring it back, it had to be fast.
I'm like, damn, you bring him back for Mysterio? Okay. Because we don't know what shape JD McDonough gonna be in after that ladder match with the Intercontinental Championship. He might not be able to be out there for Dirty Dom.
Probably not.
But is Demon Balor coming back? Demon Balor's gonna win. He ain't losing to Dominic.
I don't know about that. They had him job to Edge, and Edge did not need to have a dub. Dominic would be better served for the dub. And I get that there's also other backstory, like they were in the same match last year, and Dominic stole the Intercontinental title from Balor. I get that too. So yeah, storyline sense, probably Balor should get the lick back, as they say. But I would not. But I think actually Dom probably would go over. I think.
WWE Women's Championship match: Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Cool. Thunder Cakes versus Emo Cakes for the WWE Women's Championship.
I feel like it's gonna be Thunder Cakes for some reason. I think a little bit of outside interference, and this is like a good jump off for Jade. If Jade had a solid run where they really gave her opportunities with the championship, I think I would lean more toward Rhea. But I'm gonna go with Jade.
He's rolling with Thunder Cakes.
Here is where I have the issue. If you were going to have Jade roll with the crew should have been unveiled at WrestleMania.
Completely agree. They got to add another member at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Now, if they do that, I definitely see Jade retaining. But because they actually decided to have her with her baddies, to me, far too early, I can totally see them taking the titles off of Jade, and I don't want that, but I could see that. But Rhea doesn't need the title. She doesn't.
I look at it like if you're gonna give her the baddies and all that, you might as well at least let her have a little bit more of a run.
Mm-hmm. It's almost the same as like I said about the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Storyline, it would be better served if Jade holds on to the title. But I would love to see another member be added because I would love to see her be so dominant in that division to where people are like, we're clamoring to have this title be taken off you, but it's going to be difficult to do so. She needs to have that. And adding another member, cool, that's a perfect thing. I think that's what should happen.
All right, then the main event of night number 2, the main event of WrestleMania 42, the World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk defending it against Roman Reigns. The best in the world versus the Tribal Chief. And with no words, just with the one to the sky, Crew McCain is acknowledging the Tribal Chief.
Ain't nothing to say.
He has nothing to say. Do you have anything to say, Cole Johnson?
It'll be brief. What point would it serve to have Punk retain? I mean, I hate to say it like this, but Roman actually, with the one word, gave you the spoiler alert. Dude is old. Dude will be 50 sometime 2 years from now. So, you know, what purpose does he serve now? He doesn't need a title anymore, and he now has had a run with it. And now he will actually have the main event of WrestleMania match that he's always wanted to have. So you can check that off the list too. And let's be honest, the number one star in WWE is still Roman Reigns. So you got to have your number one star shine the brightest on your biggest stage. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. Throw the ones to the sky.
And before we get out of here, Mr. McCain, I'll let it get something off my chest. As y'all heard earlier, with Mr. Johnson, voicing his displeasure of the whole Pat McAfee inserted into the night one main event. I'm gonna go a little deeper into this. You know why Pat McAfee is inserted in this? And they're trying to dress it up and stuff because they're trying to do something else with Pat McAfee a little down the road after WrestleMania. Just to let y'all know. But word is coming around that TKO is the reason why Pat McAfee has been inserted in this. Do you listen to his promos? He basically took what everything that the IWC has been saying and people around on the internet has been saying, used it in his promos. So you can't really argue with what he said. Problem is, it was a line that CM Punk said to Roman Reigns the week after the Usos did what he did to him. They said, CM Punk looked at Roman and said, right message, wrong message. This is what the fans are doing with Pat McAfee. Right message, wrong messenger. Now, here's the interesting thing. Tickets are still available at WrestleMania 42, correct? Why is that, TKO? Why is tickets still available with WrestleMania right here? Of course, you know, my co-host would say, because the ticket prices are so high, people can't afford that. It's in Vegas, it's all that. That's y'all dumb fault. You know what problem you wouldn't have if you would have stayed in a certain place? You know all this would have went away if you would have stayed in a certain place. If your dummies would have stayed in New Orleans, you wouldn't have had this problem. If your dummies would have stayed in New Orleans, you wouldn't need Pat McAfee to be inserted in a main event of WrestleMania. If your dummies would have stayed in New Orleans, you wouldn't be worrying about ticket prices. You wouldn't be needing your world champion talking about once you lower down the price so all these families can go in a promo. It's supposed to be a pipe bomb. If you would have stayed in New Orleans, you wouldn't need Pat McAfee saying you get 25% off of night one ticket sales thanks to GMC Ram trucks.
Until the end of the night on Monday.
But you dummies, you greedy corporate dummies of TKO is the reason why you in the position now. Because if you just stayed your butt in New Orleans like you should have, you wouldn't have had this problem. WrestleMania would have been sold out probably at the beginning of the year. Because you know why? You think people don't want to go down to New Orleans and have a good time and eat some, go down to Bourbon Street, have a party and whatnot, and then enjoy WrestleMania at the same time? You did it to yourself.
They've done it multiple times.
You did it to yourself. And now you're trying to find ways to ticket sales. And then now you're making WWE superstars and Triple H doing shoot promos. Those of you who don't know what shoot promo is a real promo. It is not scripted. It's actually coming off the cuff. It's coming off for real. This is what they really feel. To gain more interest. But you know what you did, though? You did gain more interest. But guess what? You didn't gain the interest in the way that you thought. You want interest in attendance to WrestleMania. But what you did was you gained an interest for people to watch on the app. People are like, I'll watch it on the app. I ain't paying that much to go to see no Vegas to see this. No matter what y'all do, 25% off. Yay. 25% off a ticket. Would that be what? $800?
If the tickets are $1,000, they'll be $750. If it's 25%.
But guess what? $36 can get you night 1 and night 2 with no problem. Just one payment of $36. Just one. You get you night 1 and night 2. And everything else that comes with ESPN for a month. And Disney Plus. And Hulu.
Well, just a quick down one insert. TKO destroyed the mystique of WrestleMania traveling every year because you made good money and you got greedy. So you've kind of diminished that in a lot of your people, a lot of the fans' mind. Like they went back to Las Vegas. Really, we could have went to New Orleans and then went back to Vegas. But the fact that you went to Vegas back-to-back years, that doesn't happen with WrestleMania. So you're destroying like a piece of what makes WrestleMania sacred. So great job in doing that as well, TKO, not understanding your market or your business.
It's only happened once in the history of WrestleMania. They held WrestleManias 4 and 5 in Atlantic City. And you mentioned the reason why they haven't been back to Atlantic City since. WrestleMania 5 was, in terms of a gate, not as good as 4.
Oh, so you mean to tell me if you go to the same place 2 years for something that's supposed to travel every year, year 2 is not going to be as good? What a revolutionary concept!
And guess what? You know what? You know who I got that from? I got that from Bully Ray from Busted Open because he said it's a term. You don't burn out the town.
Yeah.
And guess what you're doing in the Las Vegas? You're burning it out.
And this is the problem. People were thinking in TKO, well, we run boxing and MMA and we run most of our cars through Vegas. We could do the same thing for WWE. Different clientele and fan base. You can't do that. And now you're seeing why.
And to my co-host's point, when y'all ruined the travel of WrestleMania, when you announced that WrestleMania was in New Orleans, people started making their plans right then and there. As soon as they know where WrestleMania is at, plans are already made. So when you switched it, people's like, I ain't doing jack to go to New Orleans again, to go to Vegas again. I was planning to go on New Orleans.
And people were complaining about going to Vegas last year.
And you got to realize this is some people's only vacation. This is their vacation. So if it's actually my vacation, I don't want to go to the same place 2 years in a row.
So when this weekend is done, TKO, don't look at Triple H. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna do it better. Don't look at Paul, because this ain't Paul's fault. Don't look at none of the creators. Don't even look at the talent. Don't even look at Pat McAfee. Don't even look at Jelly Roll. look at yourselves in the mirror, because it's y'all dumb fault. The reason why you in this position. All you had to do is not touch it. You ain't have to touch it. You go to New Orleans. Everybody have a great time. They feel how they feel about the show. Night 1, night 2, and then we get ready for Saudi Arabia. But you had to touch it. What's the saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go ahead and get us out of here.
All right, good people. 2 quick things. First, I want to shout out our comments. So Yolanda says the fans do, but don't think Brock going to allow it. In regards to him losing. Yes, whoop that trick. I'm with you, Yolanda, with that. And then she says if she keeps the title, do something with her. Talking about Miss Cargill. She then chooses the tribal chief, puts her ones up. She also says, I know people is going, but not to WrestleMania, just the events around it. Because it's too much to go to the events.
I'm glad you said it. One last thing. Cole Johnson, you get a kick out of
price
this.
is too much.
You know, you're going to get cut. You know what else TKO did? And I read this before we started the show.
What other dumb decision did they do?
Nightcap will be part of WrestleMania.
They hard up for money. Good God. They are hard up for money. That's what they get.
Shannon Sharp, Ocha will be in Vegas Thursday. They'll be doing the show Friday. They get to do the one-on-one with The Undertaker at WWE Worlds.
All about the money.
That's what you dumb get. Lord TKO.
Close the show. I already had one rant. I don't feel like going on another.
Well, it's never where you start. Good people's always where you finish. We'll be back next week. I'm going to be 100% keeping it a buck with you. If you're logging on next week and you're expecting to hear about anything but WrestleMania fallout, you're going to be upset.
Won't hear it.
That's just the end and realness of it. Because I should be better as far as my voice box and all that. And I know I'm gonna have some rants. I know I am. I don't even know which ones, but I know within my heart of hearts, the soul of what's within me. It's gonna be something. Be ready. And if Mr. Johnson want to come on back, he's always welcome.
Appreciate that.
For Mr. Johnson, our semi-co-host, and for my co-host, the Playmaker, your boy Cool McCain. We out. Make sure you're enjoying the rest of Raw. We took you almost an hour in the Raw, but it's all good. You watch it on Netflix anyway, so you just rewind it back to the beginning.
Gio.
Check us out next week. I think it'll be fun. I might even be close to full strength. And that itself should make things fun. We out.